Breathe. We're going to cat-cow it. So I'm just turning sideways. Hands to the shin bones. Shift back. Scoop the tail in. Drop the head. Lift the heart. Pull up, up, up. Keep going. Cat-cow. Woohoo. Breathe. Last one. All right. Come back to center. Stretch your arms up big, reach them out wide, bring your hands to the back of the chair, press it down, keeping this armpit chest area of you open and lifted. Breathe. Okay, release your hands. Step your feet a little wider so you've got this big plie, wide stance. Stretch your arms up, go right through the middle, lower them down. Reach right through the middle, lower them down. 4 more. Reach, push with the feet, push with the pelvis, down as arms go up. 1 more. Pelvis, feet, push down as arms go up. Good, stay up. Forearm onto right thigh. Oh man, that feels good. Now we're going to sweep the earth. So arm in the air. You're going to brush from right, for me, it's from right toe to left toe. So the side I'm side bending on. Top hand going down to those toes, sweeping to the other side. Come up, side bend. Yep, good. So go from foot to foot. Sweep the floor, lateral bend. You got it. Keep going. And that feels interesting. Finish up on this one. Ooh, open it up through curvies. Rise tall. Exhale, arm down. So right through the center again. Let's take both arms up as sitting bones, feet push down. Exhale, lower. In breath up. Come on, pump the breath. Exhale down. Breathe in. Breathe out. 2 more. 1 more. Keep the arms up. Side bend the other way, and we'll just hold this now. We'll just pause here and let the tissue open. So as we tip over, for me, it's to the left, right? The opposite side of the pelvis. So for me, that's the right because I'm tipping left. The right sitting bone's got to stay down. And so just go, go after it again. Just see, work it down again. And you'll feel like the stretch in the tissue changes just a little bit. Okay, here comes the brush to the floor. So same foot as the side you're side bending towards, sweep to it, sweep over to the other foot, come up and lateral bend. Yeah, go. Just keep going. You find your rhythm. Keep breathing with it. We got 3 more of these. Last one. Okay. Rise tall on the in-breath. Exhale, arms down. Okay, heel toe your feet in. So let's do a couple where we swing arms, and then we'll take the arms away. So just get the arms swinging. Yep, push with the feet, come up, raise the arms up. Exhale, sit way back and go down. Swing the arms before you go up. There are a little arm swing going on. And then push, come up. Good. Arms down. We'll do it again. Sweep. Arms sweeping. When you're ready, you'll know it. You go up. Yep, that's right. Go on your timing. We got 2 more of this version. When you're ready, up. Look how strong you guys are. Yeah, and then you're controlling that descent, right? I love that you know how to tip forward to come up out of the chair so that it's butt. It's butt more than quads. Okay, let's stay down. Making it different now. Here we go. You ready? Oh man, this is going to be weird. Okay, you got it. Oh, I don't think I can do it. Arms down, sit down. Good. Start your side bend again. You probably have a side bend that you like side bending to when you come up. I've already noticed which is mine, but notice which way. Like I like to tip this way to come up, right? Yep. and then arms drop, sit down. So we'll do one more, and I want you to try to notice which way you're preferring to side bend when you come up, because you know what's coming. I'm gonna be like, try to do it the other way, right? Ready to come up. I'm still gonna pick the favorite way I like to come up, where I'm like, there, that's my favorite way, with one arm high, my right arm, my left low. That's my favorite. Good. And then sit down now. Hopefully you've become aware of like, oh, it's that way I like to get up. It's going to feel wonky. You want to come up with the other arm in the air, right? So the opposite side. And if you're like, man, I can't get up. Okay, it's all right. Just get a quarter, an eighth, a millimeter off that chair. Whoa, that was weird. That was weird. Drop the arms. I get it. Sit down. All right. Trying again. We'll do it 2 more times. And then you don't have to get all the way up, because your body, your whole nervous system could be like, no, right? Breathe. Keep breathing. When the weird arm is up, that's when you're going up. You're going up with the weird arm. Oh, look at you guys. Okay, drop the arms, sit. We got one more of those. Tracking the arm that's not the favorite arm in the air for you to get up. Keep breathing. You're going to have to go on your timing, right? So anytime from here forward, when you're like, that weird arm's in the air. Down. Good. You guys are aces. I can't throw you off at all. I try, but I'm like, they're still good. Okay. Front leg is my left leg. I've turned left. I'll still cue front back if you want to turn the other way. And right leg is back. So front leg, back leg are the cues. Scoop the tail in, push more into the back foot, draw the ribs back, in breath, raise the back leg arm up, raise the front leg arm up, open both arms to a T with the palms of your hands facing in the direction of your eyes. Exhale, arms down. Take your back leg, bring it forward. Let's pivot around. Second side, front leg, knee, ankle stacked, back foot pushing, moving the ribs and the belly back, the heart lifted, in breath, the back leg arm up. Keep breathing. Front leg arm up. Wait for an exhale, arms open to a T. And then release them down. Back leg comes forward, turn around, go again. One more time each side. Back leg, front leg, active. So front heel pushing down, back foot, toe joints pushing into the earth. Belly and ribs, move them back, get on top of you so you don't feel like you're leaning forward. When you do move back, you're going to feel a bigger stretch through the hip flexor, right? You're going to feel a little bit more. So if you're leaning forward, you don't get as much going on between back leg, thigh bone to abdomen area. But when you start to stack up, that sensation increases. So you're in charge of it. Keep breathing, back leg arm up. Use the arm to help lift the heart. Raise the front leg arm up. Slide the fingers together. So now thread the fingers above your head. Turn your palms open. Woo! Pull up through the ribs to the armpits. We're raising our arms a lot for Renee because she can't, so we will. Right? Okay. Exhale, arms down. Back leg forward. Turn around. Second side. Last time. Get busy in the legs. All this leg strength that we build with our practice helps us because we remember. There's this remembering in the tissue of what it feels like to engage. Back leg arm, in breath up. Front leg arm, in breath up. Keep breathing. Ribs, belly, back over pelvis. So yes, you do feel an increase in sensation from back leg, thigh towards abdomen. Slide the fingers together so you've threaded your hands above your head. Keep breathing. Turn the palms open and then reach up from the ribs into the armpits. Keep expanding upwards into the hands. Waiting on the next exhale, release the hands, back leg forward, turn the feet front, push into the feet. We have 5 up and down out of the chairs. Arms now don't do anything. They're just there. Ready? Up. Arms aren't allowed to do anything. Yeah. Good. Look at that. Good. Keep going. Look at that. Well done. So after this next one, we'll stay up. So this is the last one right here. Okay, good. Really nice. Right foot forward, left leg back, high lunge. We already did our lunges in the chair, belly back. On top of pelvis, ribs back on top of belly and pelvis. Shoulder girdle sitting right on top of the structures of ribs and pelvis. In breath, back leg arm up, optional front leg arm. Push more into the back foot. Lift up through the heart a little bit more. Exhale, hands down. Push front foot, swing back leg, switch it. Second side. High lunge. Heel lifted. Belly back, ribs back. Shoulders stacked on top of the structure of you. And you're just feeling that alignment. You're lining up the energy of you. Optimal flow happens with optimal alignment, right? That's a principle we play with in the practice. In breath, back leg arm up. Front arm up is the option. Lift the heart a little bit more. Pull up through the top back of the head a little bit more as you breathe. Yeah. So really playing with what is this optimal alignment for optimal flow. Exhale, arms down. Okay, step together, back foot, walk back L pose, bend the knees. Yeah, so we could talk about flow similar to like at the beginning of class, that flow is the energy of us, right? And then certainly we can get into the nuts and bolts as well of the flow of blood, the flow of oxygen, the flow of the lymphatic system, the flow of digestion and elimination. We can get into the flow, the whole body, right? Just lots of flow going on at all levels of us. And when things aren't flowing, it's not pleasant. Breathe. Breathe. So, primary to the flow is that the breath is moving. Okay, walk forward and stand. Let's do our shorter lunges now. So right foot forward, left leg back. This version, I think we started playing with these last week, where we're going to do 3 in a row. Okay, so this next version is the back heel down version, right? So first one was heel lifted, still oriented to the chair, still trying to take the back leg inner thigh towards the wall behind you, while you take your front leg buttock down to the ground and inward to the middle of you. So those are the spirals of the legs. That's, inner spiral in the back leg, outer spiral in the front leg. So back leg, inner thigh to the wall behind you, front leg buttock down to the ground and inward towards your pelvis. Yep, it's going to feel like something's going on between these two legs, and the flow is opposite. Front leg hand on the chair, back leg hand up. You know about belly, ribs, shoulders, head, right? Seeing if we can notice where they are in space. Stack them on top of the pelvis to create this optimal flow through the superhighway of the spinal area. Yeah, so much flow is happening along that current of spine. Front arm up is an option. You just have 2 more breath cycles here, and you're really rooting back heel down. It's pushing down. Don't let that baby pop up or get light. You already had that version. Okay, exhale, arms down. Back leg steps forward, switching legs. It's a big one for the lower leg, right, in the back, at least for me. So this is a shorter stance lunge. Front knee is definitely bent. And we're rooting the back heel down without locking out the back knee. So figuring out, like, if I actually hyperextend and lock out the back knee, it reduces flow again, right? So how do I lengthen the back knee, right? But not hyperextend it. Lengthen it, but not hyperextend it. So we do want its length. Keep rooting the heel and breathe. Back leg, inner thigh moves to the wall behind you. This is a very slight rotation that's happening. Yeah, in the hip joint. The inner thigh of the back leg starts moving to the wall behind you. It's what we call an inner spiral. And then the front leg buttock is moving down to the ground and in. And that's called outer spiral. That'll also help track the front knee. Breathe. Back leg, arm up. Option, front arm up, doesn't have to. And then go after the superhighway, right? Go after the length and the lift and the alignment of spine, right? We've talked about it. Ribs. The lower ribs are pelvis. Above ribs, shoulder, head. Try to stack them as best you can. Okay, wait for an exhale. Hands down. Push with the front foot. Step the back leg forward. So our third one is a really short stance. It's the really short stance. And then it's like you're sitting into a chair. And so this is often called like an athletic ready stance. Stay there right where you are. I'm just turning front ways. So typically you'll see the athletic ready stance like this, right? Like this, yeah. Where it's 2 feet parallel, you're ready to pickleball is the new thing, but ready to take a tennis serve or something else. So right leg forward, left leg back, whatever leg you have forward is fine. So sit down in this staggered stance of athletic ready. So butt is going back, heart is staying lifted. Good. And then if you can bring yourself upright, right? And then go ahead and lean forward. So here's where we're going to play. We're going to play. Look, I'm playing leaning forward. Yep. And I'm playing coming upright. So we're staying in that stance of butt down, heels rooted, knees bent, opening and closing from the hip hinge. That's good. Open and close from the hip hinge. You got it. One more time. Woohoo. Okay, good. Come on up. Switch legs. All right, go easy, sinking down. So this is a butt sticking out action, chest moving forward action. So it's got that, I'm prepared to go in any direction with power, right? To spring out. Now we're going to play with opening and closing from hip hinge. So in breath, come up a little bit. Exhale, go down towards the chair. Right, and we're doing this with the lengthened spine through its curves, right? So we're not flexing and extending the spine to get there. We're moving from the hip joint, right? So this is where my hand is touching. This is the area of the hip joint, deep inside the pelvis, and it's the hip hinge. Good, one more. Boy, that's a big move. All right, come on up, step together. Walk back, take an L pose. Bend the knees. This is the athletic ready stance. Stick the butt out. Now, your torso would definitely be upright. Sitting bones, lifting, tail scooping in, heart pulling forward. Breathe. And then to lengthen the legs any amount, move from the inner thighs, moving back and apart, while simultaneously anchoring down from outer buttock to outer heel. So you put inner and outer spiral together in that cue. One more breath cycle. Okay, walk forward and stand. Turn your chair seat to face you. Take your wide stance, and we'll play in our lateral shapes. Bend your front knee. Let's come in and out of this knee bend and practice how our skill is really strong in our ability to lengthen our front leg without snapping the knee joint. So it doesn't mean that you don't go to full length. You know, sometimes when I say to people, hey, don't snap the knee to get the length, the next thing they do is they don't fully lengthen the leg. And I'm like, okay, good. And then slow down and get the full length, right? Right as the leg's starting to come into the full extension, rather than snap back, slow down, co-contract the muscles and lengthen the leg. All right, come into the knee bend and hold. So we pumped the leg. Stretch your arms up, slide your fingers together. So we did this in the warm-up. Turn your palms open and reach with your palms to the sky. Yeah, so you're in a warrior 2 lower body. Breathe, pulling up from ribs to armpits. Unthread the hands, go wide out to warrior 2. Again, you practice that in the warm-up. Arm bone to thigh bone or hand to chair. I'm going to let you pick it. Which do you want? I'm going to show the hand to chair version, but you could be on arm bone to thigh bone. Right? Okay, top hand over the head. Do you remember brushing the front foot, the back foot? You're not going to get the back foot. Just know it. You do. Whoa. All right, your butt's going to have to swing around here. Brush the front foot, sweep to the back foot, come up and over your head. Brush to the front foot, sweep towards the back foot, come up and over your head. Good work. One more time. Breathe and go. Good. Hold the shape. Push more into the back foot. Come up, warrior 2. Nice work. Release the arms down. Heel toe your feet in. Let's do the second side. So move on over. Take a wide stance. Breathe. Back foot furthest from the chair, a little bit in, front foot closest to the chair, all the way open. Yeah, and then let's go back for that pump of bending and extending the front leg. Go after the full length of the front leg and slow down as you approach that length so that you feel your high skill and your ability to get the fullness of the length because the muscles are engaging versus just like crashing into the joint and using the joint of the knee to create the strength and the length. Use the muscles. And you can feel the difference when you slow down. All right, come into your knee bend. Stretch your arms up big. Slide your fingers together. Turn your palms open. Go up from the ribs to the armpits. Breathe. Unleash the arms, open out to warrior 2. You can turn your gaze and keep breathing. Side angle pose. Remember, you got a choice here. You could go to the thigh bone. You could also go to the chair, and both are fine. You're just feeling like, which do you like today? Top arm overhead, and we'll hold here for maybe 1 or 2 breath cycles. Just breathing, working back foot down a little bit more. Okay. Top arm, it's sweeping towards the front leg foot, sweeps towards the back leg foot, and then comes up and over the head. That's it. You got 2 more of those. Breathe and go. Finishing on this one. Push into the back foot, come up warrior 2. Release the arms, lengthen the legs. Good. Heel toe come in. Bring your chair up to the top. Have the back facing you. Right foot forward, left foot back. You've got your pyramid stance, 2 legs long. And you may feel like you want to lean forward, right? Work yourself upright on top of you. I'm wobbly in my balance on that. Sweep the arms out and up. Slide the fingers together, turn the palms open. Move the belly and ribs back and pull up with the heart. So the ribs are lifting away from the pelvis. And with the lift of the ribs, it's taking the arms up. As your feet continue to press down with your toes spreading wide, breathing, back foot doing its awesome job of stepping down and pulling forward. Front foot doing its spectacular action of pushing down and pulling back. Release your hands. Hinge from your hip crease, forward fold. Soften your front knee, let it bend. Move your hands to the chair seat. Weight shift into your front foot. Launch and lift the back leg. Expand the opposite arm of back leg that's lifted. So opposite arm and leg in the air. 2 breath cycles. We're going to come up through tree pose. So as your arm that's in the air returns to hold the chair, work up the back of the chair. Find hip extension through the hip hinge as you transition the back leg into a tree pose shape. The leg that's bent in tree pose, keep that hand on the chair. Your standing leg, the one that's on the ground, keep that arm just dangling by your side if you can. Bring your ribs, your shoulders, your head on top of your pelvis. On the in-breath, just your arm, which is the standing leg arm, up to the sky. And we'll side bend towards the bent knee leg. So we're adding a lateral bend. Relax the shoulder on the bent knee leg side, the one that maybe is still holding the chair. Take an exhale, let it relax. In breath and rise tall. Exhale, release your arm down, put your foot down. All right, let's play on the other side. So it'll be left foot forward, right leg back. So you've got this short staggered stance. Breathe. Back leg rooting, pulling forward. Front heel down, pulling back. All 10 toes, expanding out. And then on an in-breath, arms up. Fingers thread together, palms go skyward. Moving the ribs, the head on top of the pelvis. Pull up through the ribs. Go for rib cage, going up, and that's why the arms go up. Breathe. Okay, on an exhale, hands come down. Hold on to your chair. Move from your hip hinge, forward fold, and eventually work your hands to your chair seat. Bend your front knee, back legs launching up. Opposite arm of the leg that's up, lift it. Breathe. Opposite arm and leg lifted and reaching out as you breathe. Hand in the air returns to chair seat, chair back. Making a transition to tree pose, so pushing with the foot that's on the ground. Working the hands up the chair. Leg in the back plane has become a tree pose leg. Same side as the leg that's bent in tree pose, that hand stays on the chair. Standing leg hand is now free to let go and gesture. So on an in-breath, standing leg arm, inhale up. Breathe, ribs, shoulders, head on top of pelvis, rising. Wait for an exhale, side bend to your tree pose leg. Keep breathing. The hand that's holding the chair, it's that shoulder that'll tend to, jam up, get all tense. Exhale, just soften it. That's not where the strength resides. Breathe. That's where tension lives, right? We have to knock on tension's door and say, hey, hello. Dissipate. Breathe. On an inhale, push into your standing foot, rise up. Exhale, arm down. Stand in both feet, walk back L pose. Doing awesome. Take your feet wide, spread your toes. Feel your ability to have weight in your heels and push in this position. So it's not just that you're like in this shape, it's that in this shape, you can push, you can energetically drive from the pelvis through the legs into the heels. You have that much power. Breathe. We walk forward and stand. Let's turn our seat around. I'm going to put more of my legs on the chair seat just so it doesn't go forward on this. So that's a safety for me. You at least have to have two of them on there. All four is like, super safe. I like to be super safe. Take a big breath up. Bend your knees, forward fold from the hip hinge. Keep a long spine. Put your hands on. Step your right leg back, your left leg back. You're going into plank. Soften your elbows, pull your heart forward. And then as soon as a foot steps back, push from the power of the pelvis to the foot. And then when your second leg gets back there, push from the power of the pelvis to the other foot. So you have this strong line of energy coming out of the core view, through the legs, and literally plugging into the earth. You guys won't believe this. This is incredible. Knees to your mat. Push with your hands, pull your heart forward and lift up, scoop your tail in and breathe. So at the gym at Crunch, Tina's had a hip replacement and she comes to my yoga classes all the time. Jerry is always in the HIIT classes, group fitness. Jerry's 70. Tina's not far behind. They're not related. They're just two, people that show up and do stuff, right? Come out of your kneeling back bend, tuck your toes, push up to a down dog shape. So it's a little deeper than L pose. Bend your knees, stick your butt out, lift your sitting bones, expand from ribs to armpits. To win a baseball hat. Now, I would not do this for a baseball hat, but to win a baseball hat, Jerry, who is 70, held a forearm plank for almost 12 minutes. And then Tina, she's not far behind, can't get, haven't been able to get her age, but I'm going to say she's in her late 60s. She could be in her 70s. But she looks good. She held a full plank for almost 10 minutes. That's crazy, right? Yeah, so our potential's unlimited. If you think, oh, I can't, it won't happen. Yeah, it does. It happens across time. Breathe. Come forward. We're going to come down to kneeling again. You want to control this. So you're thinking like, how do I push with my hands, pull my heart forward? So there's this place right where before you put the knees down, where you're controlling, you're decelerating the knees from crashing, right? That's a lot of core. That's like holding a little mini plank. Push with the hands, draw the elbows into your side, pull your chest up. So it's like a first version of camel here, right? It's a kneeling back bend. Scoop your tail down. Pull your heart up, lengthen through the top back of your head, and breathe. So how do you get through something like that? That's hard, right? That's really hard. How do you get through triple bypass surgery? It's really hard. You breathe. You breathe. Head on top of you. Good. Have a seat. Push your chair out. Nice play with the kneeling back bend, beginning into camel. And let's just stretch two legs out. Let's go wide. Let's see what your wide is. And then pick one butt up, then the other. Do that like, well, yeah, just like that, the rocking. Pick it up, put it down, pick it up, put it down. So as you start picking it up, putting it down, your legs might want to turn. Go ahead and let it happen. Let the legs have a playful, like, oh, we're gonna turn because you're kind of going from side to side. Yeah, one more each way. All right. In breath, arms up. We're going to side bend, but first slide your fingers together. So still putting together our class, right? These are all the elements from the beginning. Base of the ribs back. You got this. Shoulders, you look good. Top, back of the head. So for you to sit with legs extended and spine extended is a big flipping deal. I get it. Okay, side bend. To pick a leg, just tip over and go. Now you're going to do that brush from toe to toe. Ready? Toe brush, back up, side bend. There you go. You got it. 2 more of those. Toe brush, up and over to your side bend. 1 more time. Breathe with it. Okay, finishing your side bend, then rise tall and release your arms. Inhale, both arms up. Slide your fingers together. Turn your palms open. Stack the ribs, the shoulders, the head as best you can, and then pull up. Good work. Good, good, good. Wait for the exhale. You're side bending the other way. Go ahead and lateral bend. Use your forearm on your thigh bone. 1 more breath cycle here in your side bend, and then you get to brush toes. Here we go. To the toe, to the other foot, up and over. 2 more passes. Sweep. Rise. Lateral bend. Finishing on this one. Breathe in the lateral bend when you get there. And then pushing down into both sitting bones, both legs, all the way down to the heels. In breath, rise. That was good. Jiggle legs in. Figure it out. Where do you want to lay down? Bend your knees and, oh, recline. So nice. Single knee to chest, right knee in. Depending on how you're feeling, check out, do you want to stretch left leg out? You may not. You may think like, wow, it's just nice to, for me today, I'm liking just keeping my left foot knee bent. That's my stabilizing leg. But you could definitely explore if you want to extend the leg on the ground. I'm going to keep mine bent. It feels really good. I hit that spot and I was like, yeah, I need it. 1 more breath cycle. Yeah, so always in the practice, that's what we're exploring. It's the yes, the yes to life, the yes to the flow, the yes to this energy that is us. Okay, switch legs, single knee to chest. And again, you're exploring, yeah, I think on this side too, I'm going to keep both knees bent. But that doesn't mean you have to. You may get the right leg out, which is the leg on the ground, and be like, that feels so good, and want to enjoy that. Because the flow, you're like, the flow, oh, it's good. It feels right. Breathe. So this is the practice, tuning in to ourselves, tuning in to this flow that is us, sensing and feeling where things are gummy, not trying to shove our way through those places. Sometimes, we got to take an alternate route around some of these spots that have been tricky for us based on, what we've been through in our lives. And as we kind of take another route around, sometimes it opens up that space that's been a little bit tricky, right? Breathe. Okay, foot on the ground. Let's dip the feet out wider than us. So feet, if you've got a rectangle mat, the feet will definitely be on the wood floor, the carpeting. They'll be off the mat. Arms out to a T, and then we're going to windshield wiper the legs to one side. So both knees go in the same direction. Find yourself on the edges of your feet. On the next breath, roll to the bottoms of your feet. Your knees will go to the ceiling in the wide stance, and then go the other way. Go to the edges of the feet in the opposite direction. It's going to turn the pelvis and knees. Breathe. 1 more time each side. We're going to linger a little bit longer on each side once we come into the windshield wiper twist. So once you've landed back on your first side, windshield wiper twist. Turn the belly, the ribs, the head in the opposite direction. And literally in that order, the belly, the ribs, the head. in the opposite direction of the lower body, and breathe. Okay, roll to the bottoms of your feet. Knees are pointed to ceiling, feet are standing, and wait for an exhale, and we'll go the other way. Other way. Once you got your pelvis, your knees turned, spread your toes a little bit more, and then work from ribs to heart to head, and turn the upper aspects of you in the opposite direction of your lower body. Breathe. On an inhale, come back to center. Work your feet in to line them up the width of your sitting bones. Bring your arms into robot arms. We'll just do one bridge. We'll sustain it for a bit. So let's say 5 breath cycles. Okay, tucking the elbows in, feet standing. Tip the pubic bone to the mat, so the low back, the mid back is already coming off the earth in a back bend, but the butt's still down, right? And then head of the arm bones push into the mat. So now the whole spine from bottom of the sacrum all the way up to the neck is off the ground. You haven't even lifted your bottom off the ground yet, but your spine is in the back bend. Keep pushing with your feet, and then lift yourself up into bridge. Push with your arms, give a little swallow, and lightly press with the skull back to the earth. Now you can get up here and just call it like fine. Or, because we're these kind of people who are like, I'm so interested in exploring me. Like, would you push more with arms and feet so your bridge elevates as you keep breathing? So you're coalescing this energy into bigger muscular engagement in the back body, this tremendous strengthening of what's behind you, so that you may open to what is before you in the front plane. Wait for the next exhale. Lower your bridge. Knees to chest. Put one hand on each knee. Circle the knees. Reverse the direction of the circles that you're making. All right, heading into rest. So feet can stay on the ground with knees bent. Legs can also lengthen out. Again, it's a feeling of like, what's the best way for me to rest? It's even 100% okay to rest on your belly, because some days you're like, just would feel good to lay on my belly and breathe. Or maybe it's my side. So the only thing we're after is resting in this amazing body that is energy. There is something that animates us. We have many words for it across cultures. Spirit, anime, animus. Energy. Prana. Ki. Chi. Yeah, we all name it. To this force that is us, to its flow, and to the practices that help us connect to the flow. Namaste.